JoJo, I like it, you like it, and if you don't, then why are you watching this video? That's kinda weird. Anyway, as recently as this month, my man's Hirohiko Araki has blessed us with a brand new JoJo part! Let's fucking go! My dumbass still hasn't finished part 7 and 8. But, I am going back to read them, and part 7 has been peaked so far, but we ain't here to talk about that. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, Simpson Thoughts, we are gathered here today to talk about the psycho JoJo himself, Jodio Joestar. The story starts out in beautiful Oahu, Hawaii, wherein we find our two protagonists, Jodio and Dragona, chilling out to Dua Lipa. Oh hell no, my man Araki finally ran out of good music to put in the series. Anyway, some cops pull him over for dubious reasons, and it turns out it's just an excuse for this dude to get his rocks off our man Jodio's sister, at least until we discover that Jodio's sister is a mister. And that cop that's groping on her gets even more horny. I always knew them femboy fans were on some shit. Anyway, Dragona seems like a cool character so far. She seems like very empathetic and treats Jodio similar to how Josuke's mom did back in part 4. I think it's interesting that Araki's returning to the whole androgynous side character thing we saw a hint of in part 6 with that pink-haired guy whose name I forgot as of recording. Now we got a situation going on, because Jodio ain't gonna let his bro get ripped into by this wannabe booty warrior. So he gets out of the car and he tells this man he can either put his dick back in his pants or he can get his ass in a casket, and lets out November Lane, which rains down some kind of like super hard water on him or some shit. I don't know, it's not been explained yet, but that's not enough. He curb stomps them, lights the car on fire, and then dips. Oh lord. I mean, I don't blame him, man's got shit to do. He can't be dealing with a police chase. He's gotta get back to selling crack. Jorno would be so disappointed if he could see this. After that, we learn Jodio and his crew are going on a heist to steal this gem worth $6 million for their boss, Meryl May. I think this is a decent enough setting up of the core adventure of the series. I feel like it works a lot better than back in parts 4 maybe, where it kind of took a while for the main conflict to be introduced. But regardless, this is fun. I do like how Jodio is a lot more violent than a lot of other Joestar protagonists we've had. He has that similar kind of delinquent mannerism of characters like Jotaro and Jolene. However, unlike them, he's far less sympathetic. We got a whole ass page dedicated to this man bullying the shit out of this random kid he don't like. It's hilarious. And at the same time, we also do get some very violent parts from Jodio. Curb stomping an already beaten enemy, and one without a stand, is something that I don't think has happened much in the series, even though I do think some people have overhyped the whole Jodio attacking cops thing. I've seen some people complain about it on the internet, and I think that's really weird considering that in the second part of the series, Jonathan literally beat the shit out of this ugly weirdo over here, and nobody seemed to care about that. Anyway, now we're getting into Chapter 2, which just came out, so spoiler warning from here on. I probably should have put a spoiler warning earlier, but that's on y'all. Now, in this chapter, nothing much happens. There's a drug deal that happens, and it goes awry. And my man Jodio is a fucking retard, holy shit. But we also learn that Jodio is genuinely psychotic. He has an antisocial personality disorder and doesn't feel any regret for his actions. This is actually kind of interesting because he brings up how he worries if he can ever get happiness. And this ties into the gem because money equals happiness to a lot of people. I'm kind of curious about how this is going to play out. It's an interesting take. I kind of think it's more of a commentary on Giorno earlier, who had a similar attitude, minus the whole selling crack, because Jonah would fucking kill this man. But aside from that, it's a very similar style of character, only we're actually in his head since Jodio is our narrator for the whole part. And that's about it. So now I leave y'all with 2 questions. 1, what were your thoughts on the 2 chapters? Have you read them? Have you not read them? And if so, put them in the comments. And 2, what are y'all's thoughts on this video? I know this is the first YouTube video I've ever made and a lot of other things, but I liked some positive or negative feedback so I can improve in the future. I do plan on making other content not related to JoJo, but for now, I figured this would hit the algorithm well because there were like 5 other different videos about Jojolands. So, yeah. Y'all have a good day now. Peace.